So it feels very special to be able to do this work around the winter solstice in two parts like this. Just at the moment, things seem very dark because they are. This is the darkest moment just before the dawn. And there's much to explore and to celebrate in that dark time. And it feels very wonderful to give that the space and time it deserves. And then in the next session we'll be focusing much more on the return of the light. But just saying, I'm hearing from people about disappointment, about Christmas plans being changed and cancelled, and feeling of this long dark winter, this long dark time going on, and wanting to really make space for all of that. So let's take hands in our circle. And you can even make your hands, if you want to, visible on the screen, even kind of reach out to the hand next to you so that we really feel connected. Because we're traveling together on this journey. We're not on our own. Even when we feel alone. This circle, this community is here. It's real. And we can reach out, just as we can reach out now, like this. We can reach out in between times when we need to, and know that there are virtual hands reaching out in space to take your hand. So let's say the invocation together. Towards the One, the perfection of love, harmony and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance. And let's say it again, and this time let's stretch. Let's stretch this invocation to include Master, Message, Mystery, Miracle, Mother. Towards the One, the perfection of love, harmony and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Message, the Mystery, the Miracle, the Mother, the Spirit of guidance. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So we're going to do lots of work with the goddess today. Beginning with a chant in English. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise.
Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise.
Seen, unseen, the mother is guide.
Seen, unseen, the mother is guide.
It's a lovely thing somebody said to me just the other day, which has really stayed with me, is the goddess is unseen in all the spaces, hidden in all of those places inside, and we can reach out for that. Seen or unseen, the goddess is wise, the mother is guide. And then we say simple hands and simple feet.
Simple hands and simple feet.
No, we don't have to be super clever, super complex, super sophisticated. Just these hands, these feet. Simple hands and simple feet. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there.
Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there.
Wonderful. Could you play now, please? Sorry, Darren. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is kind. Sing that again. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Simple hands and simple feet. Simple hands and simple feet. Again. Simple hands and simple feet. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Water and stone and fire and air, the war goddess is there. Let's sing that again with the goddess. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. From the beginning. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Simple hands and simple feet. Simple hands and simple feet. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. One more time. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Simple hands and simple feet. Simple hands and simple feet. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Wonderful. So we do this movement, we're cupping our hands at our hearts, seen, and then we're going to bring the hands up to cover the face for unseen. So, seen, unseen, and then the hands come out in this arch, out and up, making the crescent moon, which contains also the full moon. The goddess is wise, seen, is wise, seen, unseen, the mother is guide. And then we're just going to connect with the earth and with our hands and our feet, making this connection with the earth, and we'll just be sort of stepping on the spot really, starting with the left foot. So simple hands and simple feet, simple hands and simple feet. And then this is a variation for Zoom, but I wanted to bring in the movements for the elements. So we'll take the hands down and to the left in this wavy movement for the water, and the earth, the stone, sorry. So the feeling of stone on earth. Water and stone, and then a clap for fire and air, and then a turn if you want to for the air. And then again, the hands coming up in this crescent. The goddess is there. Water and a stone and fire and air. The goddess is there. Well, let's try that standing if you want to, or you can adapt the movements to stay seated if you prefer. And you can just, if you like, just remember to start everything with the left foot, so just leaning to the left a little bit. Opening to the non-dominant side for most of us, opening to the goddess, the intuitive, introspective, reflective side. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Simple hands and simple feet, simple hands and simple feet, water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Simple hands and simple feet, simple hands and simple feet, water and a stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Water and stone and fire and air, the goddess is there. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Simple hands and simple feet, simple hands and simple feet, water unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Seen, unseen, the goddess is wise. Seen, unseen, the mother is guide. Simple hands and simple feet. Simple hands and simple feet. Water and stone and fire and air. The goddess is there. Water and stone and fire and air. The goddess is there. Stay with this. Water and stone and fire and air. The goddess is there. Water and stone and fire and air. The goddess is there. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
So I'll just do a little bit more and then hand over to you. So let's sit quietly for a moment and just feel into this, the goddess in all of the spaces, unseen as well as seen, wherever those alchemical elements are present, the goddess is there. So if there's air about you, the goddess is there. If you're sitting by a fire, the goddess is there. If there's water in your body, the goddess is there. If your feet are on the earth, the goddess is there. And in a time of year that often is characterized by busyness, how does it feel to drop into that quiet space inside? And to sit at the feet of the goddess, unseen, hiding in all of the space, which is also hiding. Within each one of us, within each moment.
So when we were talking about this session, thinking about going into the fertile darkness, my first thought was of the womb. And the Arabic names Rahman, Rahim, both have the root Rahm, which means womb. So the words Bismillah, Rahman, Rahim.
Bismillah, Rahman, Rahim.
We begin in the name of unity, that is radiant love and deep, penetrating, compassionate, holding love. And but both those terms originate from the root of, connecting with the womb, the deep, dark space within where we can be held, nourished. And this dance particularly resonates with that sense. And we're going to be, in a moment, putting one of our hands on the space in our body where that the womb is, or if we're a man, would be. And I'd really like to invite you, in singing this, to really notice the sounds that you're making, and see if you can feel them resonating in your body, especially lower in your body, and that this on Rahim, which is can mean this penetrating love that is found deep within every part of the universe. This E sound, I find, goes down into my body, deep down. So see if you can find where that goes. I'm going to sing in a slightly different key because I started in the wrong one. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. 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 You sing. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we're just going to show you some movements And you can do these standing or sitting. The primary movement is really holding of your heart and your belly. And for one part, we'll be having our right hand on the heart and our left hand on the belly. If you watch me and Jelani, but then watch Jelani when I'm playing the guitar. And then the second part, we'll be switching our hands over, and then we'll have the left hand on the heart and the right hand on the belly. And if you're standing, we're going to be rocking gently, stepping very gently to the right. So we start with our right hand on the heart. Let's just do it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Really moving your attention to the heart and the belly. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This time we're going to turn to the right. And as we turn to the right, when the music goes up, we take our hands off our heart and our belly as we turn. And then when we come back round again to face the screen, they will have swapped over magically so that the right hand is on the hara and the left hand on the heart. And then we'll go to the left. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. See if you can feel that sound resonating. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Then turn to the left. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Swapping the hands over. Let's keep going. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Turn to the right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Left hand on heart. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's just have the low voices. Now the high voices. Just silently feeling into the words. humming into the body. Singing together. Breathing in the dark, nurturing darkness, the dark, nurturing love. Breathing out that dark, nurturing, holding love.
I love to remember that whenever we're saying Ameen, we are connecting with the Lady of the Arment, what lies beneath our feet, the Earth Mother. It's the origin of that word, Ameen, Amen, Amen, Ament. Again, she's often hidden, unseen, but there she is. And I was reading about Demeter and Persephone. I always think of that legend at this time of year, that myth. Persephone, who, for varying reasons, depending on how the story is told, goes to the underworld. And Demeter, her mother, whose name means Mother Earth, Da Mater, Da meaning the earth and Mater, mother. She does what mothers do, and she does what it takes. She goes to seek out her daughter and to bring her home, to make sure she's safe. So there are many ways to tell this story, but in some ways that's enough. Just remembering the power of the mother who, as my children get older, people have always said this to me, but you don't stop being a parent just because your children are adult. And if they need you, then you go, you do what it takes. And that is what mothering is, and this is what the mother of all of us is doing. She's there, seen or unseen. And at this time of year when everything is dropping into the earth, into the dark, I'm talking about the northern hemisphere here, of course. It's such a gift to touch that place of rest and regeneration, where all the bulbs are resting under the soil, where all the seeds are resting in the dark, and in the knowledge that new growth will come. Again, it's unseen at the moment. It can be hard to believe. Occasionally, there are a few bulbs who are optimistically poking up their green sprouts in the garden, but on the whole, it can feel like, what if it never comes again? What if that's it? This is the moment, that kind of slack time in the year when we're really, that's in the atmosphere, that feeling. And it's good to go with that. It's good to go with what is happening in the world around us and just to feel into that. To rock ourselves in that swing of this slack point before the turning of the tide. It's an out-breath. It's a letting go into the dark. I often think about how it must have been in the times before electricity, when dark was such a feature of our lives, and even more so at this time of year. And there's so much fear around the dark. But what if we can learn to feel the dark as this nurturing womb space? We all came from that dark holding in the womb. And the dark holding of the earth is where we're headed at the end of this breath, this life. What if we could feel that as the loving holding of the mother? Everything sacred. This sacred darkness, the sacred night, the sacred mother. Here's another chant with words in Arabic. Ya Quddus, the sacred, the holy one. Laila, Umma.
Laila, Umma.
Ya Quddus.
Ya Quddus.
and Hu.
Ooh.
These are the words we use. So Laila is the word for night. It's used as a girl's name, so it's this feeling of mother night, mother darkness. And Umma is the great mother. Laila Umma.
Laila Umma.
Hu.
Hu.
Ya Quddus.
Ya Quddus.
Ya Quddus. Ya Quddus. Ya Quddus. Ya Quddus. So we start just by repeating that a few times, and just with our hands folded over our hearts like this, and leaning to the left. Ya Quddus, Ya Quddus, Ya Quddus, Ya Quddus, and listen. Laila Umma as a round, so we'll show you. We can do 2 of the parts, but feel free to join in with 3 or 4 parts if you want to, if you can. So we'll just try that in a round. So Laila Umma, Laila Umma, we're singing this part, we're going to be making this figure of 8 with our hands, this infinity symbol. So we start with the left hand facing up and the right hand facing down, and we're just making this to the left and then to the right, this sweeping figure of 8 infinity sign. Laila Umma, again with Ya Quddus, Ya Quddus, Ya Quddus, Ya Quddus. So hands folded over, arms folded over heart like this is the direction in the dance. But again, if you feel like having hand on heart, hand on belly, if that brings you into this place of fertile darkness, then just go with that. Whatever works for you. So we'll stand up and lead this. Ya Quddus, it's all sacred. Including the dark times, including the dark times of the soul, the grief, the sorrow, the loneliness. It's all sacred. It's all a sacred part of human existence. And seen or unseen, the goddess is with us through it all.
That's a lovely thing that Deborah wrote this morning.
Can I find it? Robert's reminding somebody sent us a beautiful message on email this morning. Where we are, however unchosen, is the place of blessing. How we are, however broken, is the place of grace. Who we are, in our becoming, is our place in the kingdom. Kingdom, queendom.
Can I read it again?
Find it again, hang on.
Where we are, however unchosen, is the place of blessing. How we are, however broken, is the place of grace. Who we are in our becoming is our place in the kingdom.
Ya Quddus.
Ya Quddus.
All sacred. So let's do a little bit of practice with the name of the Holy One. And we're going to use a form of the name, which may be a bit more unusual for some of you. Just posting that quote in the chat for those who are interested. So you have the choice to say Allah or Umma. Umma meaning mother. Umma, one of the most ancient words that is. One of these, what do they call them, Proto-Indo-European words from, when language was just developing. It's what babies say, Umma, Umma, Umma. So let's call on the mother. And if you're more comfortable with saying Allah, that's fine as well, or changing back and forth. Umma, 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 Umma. Let's keep those sounds on our breath. Umma, breathing in to this most ideal mother, beyond any human motherhood. A mother who is always there for us, always holding us. Calling out in our need for that holding, loving, mothering. And with our breath, holding, loving, mothering the places inside us that feel alone, unloved, unheld, unseen. Umma. Amen. So calling again on the goddess in another one of her names, Belit Mati.
Belit Mati.
Malkatu.
Malkatu.
Dark Mother, the power and life of the cosmos, the power and the potentiality of the cosmos, the place of all birthing, all creating, the Dark Mother. Belit Mati Malkatu.
Belit Mati Malkatu.
And there's a counter melody or a counter phrase to this, which uses the root word from those words that Salit mentioned, Rahman and Rahim. So we're going to say Rahm.
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 So it's this womb, fertile womb, darkness, place of birthing. So this is how it goes. Belit Mati Malkatu. Belit Mati Malkatu. Belit Mati Malkatu. Rahm, 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 Rahm. So you can hear how those will work together. So this is one of these dances where normally we'd be in a circle and then a small group would come into the center and dance together. So I'm going to propose that we do that in our own special Zoom way. I'm going to pause the recording for this. So it's a really, really special time today and tomorrow, and this time of preparation for birth. And those of you who have been part of a birthing process with a baby know what that's like. And as I say, it's all of our babies, our projects, our birthing of our new selves. It's not usually something that happens quickly. It's a process. But it's a wonderful, magical, creative process. And it involves involves so many things. Where do I start? But it involves listening, and it involves surrender. And patience. And trust. So we're going to finish this morning with the words that the angel Gabriel spoke to Mary. And this is in Aramaic, and the translation of it is a little different from what we're used to hearing. You know, Hail Mary, full of grace, is the usual translation of what the angel said. In Aramaic, it's more like, peace, Mary. It's like, relax, trust, be calm. You are ripe and ready for this. And the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the One is within you and around you. And as you do this work, you are a blessing for the whole of humanity. This is how it is in our birthing of whatever it is that we are bringing through into form. Relax. Be calm. Be at peace. Trust that you are ripe and ready for this. You're not on your own. Sacred unity is within you and around you. And as you do this birthing work, you are a blessing for all of humanity. Shlama laki, Maryam. Shlama.
Shlama laki, Maryam. Shlama.
Peace be with you. Chill, man. Shlama laki, Maryam. Shlama.
Shlama laki, Maryam. Shlama.
Belit taibuta.
Belit taibuta.
For those of you that have done some Aramaic work, taibuta is connected with tauba, this word which means ripe, blessed, ready, like the Tubehun of the Beatitudes. Belit taibuta.
Belit taibuta.
Maran emki.
Maran emki.
Emki, within you, around you, with you. And Maran is this word for the Holy Spirit, the sacred unity. Belit taibuta maran emki.
Belit taibuta maran emki.
Berikta benasha.
Berikta benasha.
So this was translated, blessed art thou amongst women, as if she was being singled out as one particular blessed woman. And really the Aramaic points to this is a blessing for humanity. Benasha is the whole of humanity. Berikta, it's like baraka, blessed. Berikta benasha.
Berikta benasha.
Let's sing it through, and I'll go through the words again, just in case. Shlema laki, Maryam. Shlema, Shlema laki, Maryam. Shlema, Belit taibuta. Belit taibuta Just say the words one more time. And again, just point to this time, as in today, but also these times. You know, something is being born, something is being created. And what's required is this peacefulness, this trust and patience, this feeling into the ripeness of this moment, trusting that the presence of the Holy One is within us, around us, with us at all times, and that what we are doing is a blessing for the whole of humanity. Shlama Laki Maryam Shlama. Could you say it after me? Shlama Laki Maryam Shlama. Belit Taibuta.
Belit Taibuta.
Maran Emki.
Maran Emki.
Berikta Benasha.
Berikta Benasha.
We'll sing it a couple more times. Shlema Laki Maryam Shlema. Shlema Laki Maryam Shlema. Belit Taibuta. Maran Emki. Belit Taibuta. Maran Emki. Berikta Benasha. Berikta Benasha. Beshlema Laki Maryam Shlema. Shlema Laki Maryam Shlema. Belit Taibuta. Maran Emki. Belit Taibuta. Maran Emki. Berikta Benasha. Berikta Benasha. So just to be clear, it's Maran Emki. Maran Emki. It's not quite the way it looks, Robert.
Okay.
So let's try that. So for the first part, we're cupping our hands at our ears. So we're listening. We're listening to this. Shlema Laki Maryam Shlema. And then for the second time through, the hands are coming out in a circle and down to the ground. Shlema Laki Maryam Shlema. It's a very open gesture, receiving willingness. Receiving and willing, I should say. And then we move in towards the center of the circle or towards the screen. It's quite a watery, swaying movement, and then out again. I'll just show that as I stand up. And then finally, for the blessing part, the hands are coming out and up and then down in blessing, and a blessing for the whole of humanity. So we can bless each other on the screen. We can allow whoever comes to us in need of blessing in that moment to send blessing there. So just knowing, trusting that as we do this inner work of birthing our full self, as we do this work of birthing a new world, it's as a blessing for the whole of humanity. Let's stand if you want to. So cupping our hands at our ears. Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama, Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama. Stepping in. Belit taibuta Maryam ki Belit taibuta Maryam ki Berikta Benasha Berikta Benasha Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama, Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama, Belit taibuta Maryam ki. You are ripe and ready for this. Belit taibuta. The Holy One is with you always. Maryam ki. Berikta Benasha Berikta Benasha Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama, Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama, Belit taibuta Maryam ki. Belit taibuta Maryam ki. Berikta Benasha Berikta Benasha. One more time. Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama, Shlama leki Maryam, Shlama, Belit taibuta Maryam ki. Belit taibuta Maryam ki. Berikta Benasha Berikta Shlama leki. Peace be with you as we do this work of birthing a new creation. As my kids say, take a chill pill. Oh, so friends, the time has passed so fast. We're at the end of this first part of the winter solstice celebration. I invite you to embrace the darkness of the next couple of days, to rest in its deep peace and nourishment. And if you can, to join us again on Tuesday to celebrate the return of the light. So let's close with the goddess blessing. If you know it, join with me. Everything lost is found again in a new form, in a new way. Everything hurt is healed again in a new time, in a new day. Change is, touch is, touch is, change is. Change us, touch us, touch us, change us, change us, touch us, touch us, change us, change us, touch us, touch us, change us. Amen. Blessed be.